Hey, hot girl, what's up, girl? You know, when I do these videos about MLMs, I really do them for you all. I do them because I want the latter. I want everyone to see what happens behind the scenes. We've all had those posts in our inbox about, hey girl, hey hun, do you want to try this? You need an extra $300 a month. We've all seen that and we found it annoying, but we did not understand just the gravity of how disgusting the behavior is. And it has been an absolute pleasure and saddening to have the conversations with you all behind the scenes to evaluate what is really going on. I mean, think about it. You could be someone without a job. You could have all these kids at home that you need to suffice for. You are fragile in that moment. You want to find anything to make it work for your family. And then there are people out here that think it's okay to swindle you into a business, manipulate you, lie to you, make you lie so hopefully you would gain profit. And majority of the time, 99% of the time, you fail and you fall hard on your face. You have debt, possibly inventory, all because someone slid in your inbox and wanted to offer you an opportunity that was only really benefiting them. That's why I do these videos. If anyone ever wanted to question me, I'm not the bad guy here. I'm the one that's asking the corporations why they treat people the way that they do. And with that, I have 3 stories that I'd like to read to you today by 3 brave women that have hit me up in my email and they were like, hot girl, we gotta talk. You ready, girl? Our first one. Hey, hot girl. I'm writing because I was involved in an MLM that is usually not spoken about, but that is very dangerous. I would like to spread awareness so that other people do not fall prey to this type of business. I was looking for a new job and had been looking for 3 months. The job was listed as a financial services job. I applied and was called about coming in for an interview. The interview was very concerning because there are so many people in the waiting room, but I was already there and it felt like all interview experience is good experience. I went into the interview with an open mind. I found out the company was not a financial services company, but a life insurance company. After about an hour of explaining how easy it would be to sell the life insurance, we were told separately that we all got the job. I was very excited and felt that I would be supported and be able to make a living. Upon accepting the offer, we all had to pay $150 to be trained to take the life insurance agent exam. I took the course and passed the exam. I was cautious, but I still thought that the job would be good for me. After I passed my training, I found out that we all had to be enrolled in some insurance union that was about $35 a month, as well as health insurance. Basically, we were treated as independent contractors that worked for ourselves. As insurance agents, we were asked to go door to door, cold call, and force our way into homes day after day. I thank God every day I was not abused or killed going into these homes. We were encouraged to have our family and friends buy life insurance from us. We were also made to have family and friends start in the business. The pressure was unreal. I was harassed by my upline. She would call me nonstop and text me back to back when I would try to go to family gatherings or events. We were regularly told to lie to clients and do whatever it takes to make the sale. I was finally pushed to my breaking point when my upline yelled at me and told me I was not working hard enough with the leads provided to me. I quit immediately and she threatened me. While I did not call the police, I reported her to an old manager and she was fired. I'm telling you this because these businesses are scams. They do not make their money selling life insurance policies, rather they make it by having their agents recruit new agents. This is a classic pyramid scheme. I was happy to get out when I did after 3 months. I did not make much money, but I did not lose much either. Some people I started with were not so lucky, owing the company thousands of dollars when they quit. Say no to selling life insurance for American income life. Thanks, hot girl. Love your channel. We always say there's nothing they won't capitalize off of. You got stay-at-home moms, you have college students, you have people that are just broke, you have Black Lives Matter, and now you have dead people. my God. Oh my God. And look, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I've been involved in something like this too, because I remember when I was younger, I applied for a job ad and it was for an insurance agent. The job ad did say you didn't have to have previous experience in insurance, will train you on the job. Now, my dad told me at the time that's weird because you need an insurance license to practice insurance. So I was like, whatever, I'll try it out. It was literally like how she was explaining, this whole group of people in this room, and they're going and they're explaining how all this works, and then they want you to sign up. I don't remember them asking me to pay up front, but I know I didn't feel comfortable. Say all that to say this: I can validate that this story is actually really legit because I went through something very similar. I'm so sorry that she got sucked into this. You know, she said she was 3 months without employment. Like I said earlier, people that have been unemployed for a long time are very fragile, and the bank accounts are dwindling. I mean, girlfriend, you need to be able to suffice for yourself. You need to be able to take care of your stuff. And it gets to the point where you're going to try jobs that you may not be qualified for just because you want that on-job experience, just because you need to do something. She saw red flags and they were popping up, and she was like, no, I gotta do this. She stuck to her guns and she kept working. And I think it's really messed up how she sat there through the seminar, everything went well, and the next thing you know, she needs to pay $35 a month to be part of a union, along with $150 just to get this license. None of that you knew when you were sitting there. And then on top of that, you learn you have to go door to door, go into people's homes and explain insurance to them. Do you understand how scared the world is that we live in, for you to just knock on, someone could snatch you up. You could fall victim to something that's way beyond MLM. And the fact that this company is training people to do this, to put them in harm's way, and then on top of that, get upset with them when their friends and family don't want to become insurance agents. See, that's how you know it's not about the life insurance. It's not about when people pass away. It has nothing to do with that. And that is such a fragile thing. Just think about that for a minute, okay? Your loved one, the person you love the most, has just passed away, all right? You got to deal with the insurance. You have to deal with the funds, the funeral, all that kind of stuff. In my opinion, this would be a business that should be centered around making sure the person that has the life insurance policy is comfortable, that the person that has a life insurance policy is understood. I mean, you are dealing with a very sensitive matter, but the only primary focus is the recruiting. She didn't mention anything about terms and agreements. She didn't mention anything about how much it costs to have a premium. No, she didn't mention anything really about the target audience. She was talking about how badly her upline abused her to try to make her recruit people when she's already literally out in the elements every day, scared to work. I mean, she was talking about how her upline was being very verbally abusive to her, and she's trying her best and did not even see a financial reward, all for her to go door to door, put herself at risk, and consistently get yelled at. Now, I will say, they did fire the person that was above her that was really pestering her, and I think that's great. A lot of these MLMs should really follow suit with that. But it's so sad that she had to go through that to see that she was sold a dream. I'm happy you got out of it, girlfriend. That's the beauty of having a 9 to 5 or just a regular job, even being a contractor and working for yourself. Insurance is already a mother, okay? No need to involve it with MLMs. Next one. This is so cute. Hi, Margaret. First of all, I love your videos. I've been binge watching them every night after work. They're so funny and insightful and definitely help me unwind after my long 9-hour shifts. I'm super into the anti-MLM community and have been for about a year now. While I'm fortunate enough to not have been involved with an MLM, my mom has, but quit shortly after she joined, so she barely lost any money. I have a friend from college days that isn't so lucky. I was in Puerto Rico at the time and had a close friend who had moved there from Canada to study. Our language barrier made us grow close. I lived in the US for 13 years prior, so my Spanish wasn't the strongest and she was fresh off the plane. But I was always so insecure around her. She was gorgeous and all the guys wanted to get with her. They would often get close to me just so they can get close to her. We were polar opposites and I always felt like the ugly friend around her. She was short with long, straight brown hair with piercing blue eyes and a body that could kill. Meanwhile, I had a tan like everyone else with medium length curly hair and a lot chubbier than I am now. I also had braces just put in so my teeth look really wonky. I had just started my YouTube career and was lucky to hit over 50 views on a video, so nothing about me really stood out. Meanwhile, she had a budding modeling career, had a short feature in one of Daddy Yankee's music videos, and even got involved with a member of CNCO. She would show me videos of them hanging out and making out at night in San Juan by the beach. but it never led anywhere because she had an ex-boyfriend at the time that she still had feelings for. I guess it all worked out because they started a family with him, but anyways, she would always be traveling between Puerto Rico, Canada, and Miami. She was really thriving, and I could not help but be envious of her lifestyle. She had what you can call pretty privilege. Fast forward a few years later, I live in Florida now. My channel is close to hitting 30,000 subscribers. Every video I make at the minimum is breaking a few thousand views. I have a loving boyfriend and we're closing to hit the 2-year mark. I made enough from YouTube to not find myself in a tight spot when I was out of work in the middle of the pandemic. My job recently reopened, so I'm in a better place financially now. I still followed my friend on Instagram, but we grew apart when I moved to Florida a few years back. But instead of following her to see her travel stories or how the baby's doing, I stayed following her because she would post the most batshit crazy conspiracy theories, and I stand by them. It concerned me when I learned she's an anti-vaxxer, especially with the baby, and she believes the 5G towers are responsible for the coronavirus. I obviously don't believe any of it, but it was amusing to see someone I thought I knew believe all of this crazy shit. Side note, I noticed that she started buying followers too, which I thought was strange, but I knew this is a common tactic used with MLM recruiters because it makes them look more reputable. A few weeks ago, she slid into my DMs for the first time ever and asked me if I wanted to join her team. Yup, she joined an MLM. I want to say she joined around the time she just had her child, so wow, look at that. A new mom joining an MLM. Shocking. She works for Pharmacy, which is a new MLM that's blowing up in Puerto Rico, starting to grow here in the States. I respectfully rejected her offer and reminded her of what the income disclosure statement said. According to Pharmacy's income disclosure statement, the average annual gross revenue for entrepreneurs is projected anywhere between $500 and $2,000. Please note these numbers do not reflect the expenses associated with building a pharmacy business, which could exceed the commissions received. That's literally saying you are charged more than what you're gonna make. But she proceeded to send me 2 paragraphs trying to change my mind. Mentioned that her boyfriend's sister makes $3,500 a month with Pharmacy, but she's also a stylist. My guess is that her boyfriend's sister recruited her to join her team and is also pushing products onto her clients. She also compared Pharmacy to Monet, saying Monet is far more expensive, therefore Pharmacy is a better option. Funny because I always share my negative opinions on Monet. She brought up that I'm out of work and could use the money because I work at Disney and the park is currently closed. The gag is that I don't even work at Disney, but I visit there pretty often because I'm an annual pass holder. So she just assumed my financial situation, which I find to be very rude. That being said, she was really polite in the messages she sent me. I hit my breaking point a few days ago when she started sharing one of her new conspiracy theories. George Floyd was a Freemason and his murder was a ploy. Oh my God. George Floyd was a Freemason and his murder was all ploy to distract people from other issues that the country is facing. She kept sharing these posts about it and it angered me because I'm all for Black Lives Matter. I'm constantly sharing links, signing petitions, donating, went to a protest a week ago. I even made a video and plan on doing a support live stream. So I called her on her bullshit and said I was unfollowing her because of those posts. She responded by telling me to stop watching the news and actually educate myself about who George Floyd really was instead of a false movement that was created to distract us from reality. I've been following this movement since 2016. I was repulsed when I read those messages, but just ended the conversation by wishing her the luck in her MLM. I unfollowed her, she unfollowed me, that's the end of that. One thing that we all need in life is friends. We all need a really good support system to love us, to care for our families, to do whatever they can to support us. And that also means holding us accountable as friends. That also means if we're getting involved in something that isn't favorable, you expect your friend to call you out and be like, hey girl, that's not cool, hot girl, don't do that, right? She seems like she was always in this friend's shadow. This friend was the pretty person. She was always, and look, I think she's beautiful too, okay? But you know, the friend was the pretty person. She was getting the guy, she had all the attention. You know, she really seemed like she had it made. And then she ends up joining this MLM after she was preyed upon because she is a stay-at-home mom. And then this friend wants to call that out and say, hey girl, you're worth more than this. You don't have to do this. Don't you see you're getting yourself involved in something that's not meant to help you? Listen to this. The average annual gross revenue for entrepreneurs is projected to be anywhere around $500 to $2,000. These numbers do not reflect the expenses associated with building a pharmacy business, which could exceed the commissions received. There you go. There you go. You are literally not reaping the benefits of what you put in. And then you get upset with your friend because she wants to hold you accountable and show you the actual facts. That's per their website. Those are their own words. They're telling you you're not gonna make any money. Your expenses are gonna exceed what you make. So who are you mad at? Remember, don't shoot the messenger when the message is clearly in your face. This is what I don't understand with MLM people. They really don't understand how manipulation works. This girl was a stay-at-home mom and was preyed upon by her own family member who allegedly makes over $3,500 a month. But keep in mind, the girl is also a stylist. So she may be promoting those products in her salon, which, to be fair, she may be making that amount of money. But she also has the leverage because she's a stylist and she sees clients all the time, right? That's not the same financial gain for everybody else. And I think that's important to remember. And just a side note, the clients may not understand exactly what MLM structures are. So it's important to remember that as well. Like, take it from me. I'm somebody, I own a spa room, okay? Any other spa I would see, and let's say if I saw their numbers, I'd be like, oh, I can do that. But can I? With the services I offer, with the limited staff that I have, with how I construct my business, is it always going to be the same as someone else? No. So I don't compare my personal spa to someone else's. You see what I'm saying? How they're going to make it is not how I'm necessarily going to make it. And I think that's important for these people that get involved with these businesses to see how someone else is balling. You might be dribbling on the court. Your ball will not hit the net 99% of the time. Thank God for good friends, and thank God this person stepped in and tried her best to help her friend out. To me, I don't know, this friendship seemed like it was one-sided, so girlfriend, you dodged a bullet. All right, hot girl, last one. Hi Margaret, I have been following your IG and watching your YouTube channel for a few weeks now. It's terrific. My best friend is a huge anti-MLM. My best friend is huge in the anti-MLM movement, and I have been wanting to educate myself because I am a former MLMer, and looking back, I think, wow, were you that naive? God, my mouth is dry. So I sold Passion Parties in 2009, but that shit's out of business now. So what does that say about their products? I started selling because I was 19, in college, working as a hostess at a restaurant, and had to have an ACL reconstruction on my knee. I could not work for about 6 months post-surgery, but I still had to pay rent. I had a customer that was a hun on the loose who talked me into spending $250 on my credit card on the better starter package. My dad even bought me a roller bag to put my products in because he was proud I was trying so hard to be self-sufficient. Love that guy. I only sold for 6 months. The first month I made $1,500 after I lucked out selling an arsenal of sex toys to 50 women at a party my friend hosted, and got a small bonus from the company. And in my infinite wisdom and at the urging of my upline, put a lot of it back into more product to grow my business. After that, I averaged less than $100 a month. I live in a rural community, so I thought I needed to reach out further. I would fork out about $100 in gas each month, driving 50 to 100 miles away for bachelorette party or sorority gathering, but no one wanted to buy. I was also not a heartless hun, and if someone said no, I said no problem. Ultimately, I had to tell my dad I failed and needed rent money, and my boyfriend had to foot a lot of our bills. I felt like a pretty big failure and got out. All I got was debt and a very large suitcase of useless toys that I forgot about in my garbage for years. I threw them in the trash when I bought my first house last year. The garbage man probably thinks I'm a real freak. Girl. Looking back now, I was duped into the shitty pyramid scheme. I was preyed on when I was rather desperate. However, that's not what bothers me the most. What I feel most guilty about is the one downline that I managed to scrape up. I feel so guilty that she had the same shitty experience as me and lost money too. I am now a social worker, and the last thing I would ever want to do is cause someone hardship. At the time, I drank the Kool-Aid thinking I was doing a good thing and actually helping people. How did I think sex toys would change the world? She's not on social media that I know of, but I just would want her to know I'm very sorry. It doesn't make up for it, but moving forward, I will continue to support the anti-MLM movement. Thanks for helping people to understand you are not helping a friend when you buy a product from them or host a party for them, but just perpetuating the grotesque nature of this MLM pyramid bull. Girlfriend, first of all, you're funny. Okay, you are a funny girl. Let me just say this, I'm proud of you. It takes a really big person to admit when they're wrong, and it takes an even bigger person to admit that they've wronged someone else. And the fact that you took the initiative and you say you felt horrible for recruiting someone and then they had a similar experience, I sincerely hope that you can forgive yourself for that, because not everyone, damn near no one in MLMs will do that. So the fact that you took the initiative to say that you wish you would have done better, you wish that you would have evaluated this better, girlfriend, I'm proud of you. Straight up, I am so proud of you. And to the person that recruited you at the bar and told you to put it on your credit card, they can go f themselves. You don't do that. Let me tell you something about me, okay? Not only are they predatory, but girl, they are nosy. They are so nosy, okay? Who in their right mind tells someone to put something on their credit card? Understand how valuable credit is, okay? Credit is what gets you a car. It's what gets you a house. It's what tells potential lenders and creditors that you pay your bills so that way you can get a loan when you really need something. So do not ever let somebody that you don't even know tell you to put something on your credit card. Don't let anybody that doesn't know you tell you how to financially live. Don't let anyone come up to you talking about their financial success. That would scare the hell out of me if someone were to come up to me and be like, don't you need an extra $300 a month? Girlfriend, get the hell out of here.
No, ma'am.
Like, I really don't understand these people, y'all. Like, I really, truly don't get it. How are you predatory and you're nosy and then get big mad when people don't want to be involved? Like, it just really nauseates me that people behave like this. But hey, I could get up here and cry about it all day long. But until you hear these stories, girlfriend, that's when you get it. That's when you understand the actual business model. Margaret can be up here talking to you all day long, but these stories back up these claims that these MLMs are vicious, predatory, and disgusting. Whew. But yeah, hot girls, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank everyone that sent me submissions for their stories. I greatly, greatly do appreciate it. I think it's important that we give your situation a voice. And if you want to send me an email with your story, please send it to blendwithmargaret@gmail.com. I'm so thrilled and excited that I get the opportunity to hear from you all and converse with you all. You can follow me on Instagram at Margaret Angél XO. I love you guys so much. I will have my podcast and Patreon linked down below if you want to further support me and the channel. I love you guys so much and I want you to have a great day. Peace.